Our next guest, I think, should have a lot to talk to us about, probably more than we have our allotted time. This guest, we'll get right to it, is Tom Dusenberry of Dusenberry Entertainment. Hi, Tom.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. Tom, why don't we start by first letting people know what Dusenberry Entertainment is?
Sure. Dusenberry Entertainment's been in existence since 2001, and the mission of the company really is to work with innovators to create collaborations in the marketplace. So primarily I focus on games and I focus on digital entertainment.
Interesting. Very interesting. So where are you in the process? Do you have any games and entertainment out already in release?
For sure. You know, I've been in the industry for 40 years, so some of the famous games that you might know from my past are like Monopoly, Scrabble, Trivial Pursuit.
Right.
But equally important, I did great licensed properties such as Star Wars and Nickelodeon. And then the great claim to fame I have is that I brought the #1 PC game in 1999 and 2000 to the market, which was Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Never heard of it. It shows you, but I don't play games. So.
Right. And more recently, I'm very involved in mobile games. So some of the games that you might know about is a product such as Just Two Words,
right,
which is an iPhone game.
Right.
And then there's another mobile game called Cascade. So those are two popular games that are in the marketplace right now.
Now that's a big industry.
It's huge.
Right, and you started off by being you were a corporate person, correct?
Right. My background is I spent 28 years on the corporate side, and then the last 13 years as an entrepreneur. So I started on the loading dock of Parker Brother Games back in 1973.
Wow.
And 22 years later, I was the CEO of Hasbro Interactive. So I had a great ride during that period of time.
But that's a big difference from Hasbro to being an entrepreneur.
Huge. The difference between being a corporate guy and an entrepreneur is just major league difference. You know, the corporate guy has all the decision-making capability, so they've got to make the decision on where they allocate their capital, whereas an entrepreneur is more focused on innovation, creativity, and in identifying new markets.
Right. Did you find the adjustment tough?
You know, the first 2 or 3 years was really, really tough. And it's really hard for a corporate guy to understand that you, as an entrepreneur, you have to do everything yourself.
Right.
And so to come down to the point that you're capable of doing everything requires a lot of effort to be able to make happen and to turn into a true entrepreneur.
Right. So, if I were just deciding to leave the corporate world to become an entrepreneur, what advice would you give me?
Think long and hard before you do it. Corporate life have great advantages from a point of view that it's a paycheck and it's steady work, whereas entrepreneurship is really more challenging from a point of view that you're always working for new projects, and you're also trying to find new niches within the marketplace.
Where do you get your buzzes today? What's coming down the pike, and what are you working on that you're really excited about?
You know, what's been great for me is LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is kind of like a global network. And so because of the LinkedIn connections, I've been able to get customers from like Johannesburg, South Africa, to Amman, Jordan, to Moscow, and throughout China and every place else in the world. So I think that, what has happened is that the market has truly become a global market. And so that's one point. And then the other point is that the game industry is really converted to a complete digital market at this point. So it's really important that you have a presence in like the video game market, on the tablets and mobile, as well as on Facebook.
So less a hard product in front of people, more really working through mobile devices.
Right. I think I'm uniquely positioned in the marketplace because, my game span goes all the way from traditional board games to Facebook games, and everything in between. And, the genesis of my career was in the board game business. And interestingly enough, when I started in that business, it was less than $100 million market. And today the game industry is over $100 billion. So the growth has been extraordinary. What's evolving in the marketplace from a point of view of gameplay, though, is that the mentality about a game is that you should be able to play it for free. So the art in the game industry right now is how much money can you make from a free model. And the way that works is that you start to play the game for free, and then what you do is you get what's called in-app purchases. So you can skip a level, you can get a new sword, that type of stuff by just paying money. And that has then evolved to the point that 2 out of 100 people convert to a purchase of a downloadable game, but that 2% is so robust that it creates a $15 billion market.